Hello and welcome to the fifth session. In this session, we are going to discuss the same brief that we discussed last time, but the theme is very different from what it was. The central theme was magic of learning, but in this session, we are going to learn how we took magic of learning in a different way in the next year. So let's move on. Well, that was in 2018. Now, the same client said that in 2018, yes, we did a wizard theme, but they said that, we don't want to go back to school. We really love the theme of magic of learning and we want to take it ahead, but in a different way. So, when you say different way, it means that the creative route would change. Magic of learning will stay as a central theme, and how you depict that theme this time will be very different from what we did last time. So, what did we do in 2019? Let's take a quick look. So, we used the creative inspiration from pop culture, a film called Now You See Me. Now You See Me, I don't know if you have seen it or heard about it, but it's a movie based on magicians and illusionists. And in that, they had a concept of a secret society of magicians. Okay, now it really fit very well because it was all about magic. Okay, and then we saw inspiration in this. Now, do you know what this stands for? This stands for the Eye of Horus, who is an Egyptian god of health. Okay, in those ancient times, Egyptians believed a lot in different kinds of gods and goddesses. And this was a symbol of the god of Horus. Okay, so what did we do with this? We took inspiration from it and we called it the Eye of Magic of Learning. Okay, it was based on the film Now You See Me. Now, in the film, the Eye is a secret society of magic which originated in Egypt. Okay, so it's a concept which is used in the film, but there was actually, when we researched, we found that it is actually a fact that there used to be a society, a secret society of magicians in ancient Egypt. It comprises of magicians and illusionists who awe the world with their magic skills. So there, we had a seed of thought, we had a seed of an idea in this concept. So what did we do next? Okay, so we took that ahead and we added a bit of this flavor. Look at the Eye of Horus, a very Egyptian flavor. Okay, so I am sure you'll have heard of ancient Egypt, you'll have seen films, you'll have maybe read books about it, and it's a very mystical culture, isn't it? In the ancient times, you had Cleopatra and you had pharaohs, and then you have seen films where they dressed beautifully, they had the pyramids and they had curses and they had spells. So somewhere there was a slight connect that we found there. Okay? And it was all about magic, the society of these magicians. Okay, it was called the secret society. So we took this Egyptian flavor, inspiration from the Egyptian flavor. And how did we connect it? Eye refers to the magician, means that secret eye that you see is equal to the magician's society. It is mystic and secretive. Okay, just like the wizard theme, it's very mystical, right? It kind of hooks your curiosity. Similarly, even the secrets, when the minute you say secret society, it hits you. Okay, so we tried and used that and we created a theme based on that and all the communication around it. What was that theme and communication? The theme was magic of learning as the client wanted. They wanted to go ahead with this theme. And this time we used the eye. Okay, we took adaptation of the Eye of Horus. It was not exactly the Eye of Horus because everybody would not understand what it is. It's very important to ensure that this is not pop culture. Okay, the movie was the pop culture, but we took inspiration from the movie and we used this eye element and we gave it the whole twist of unlock the secret society of knowledge. Okay, so we did a wordplay of society which piqued the interest of many people. And what did it mean? By the order of thought, let us open a secret society and unlock the magic of learning. So the concept was that we told people a fictitious society exists, okay, and all these people who have a lot of knowledge are part of that. So if you also want to unlock your knowledge, then you must register for this secret society. So it was only like a role play, like a storytelling aspect to get them excited, just like we did for the Harry Potter theme. So like we said that this is a school of magic. So come to the school, register yourself and learn and see how magical learning is. This time we did something like that, but we did it in a very Egyptian way and in a very different way. I hope you understood how we connected the themes. Okay. Now, obviously, the theme was really liked and well received by the client. And just like we did last time, we did a lot of pre-event content like teasers and riddles and puzzles. Again, it gave us a lot of interesting stuff to play with. Now, you must remember that a theme is a good theme when it gives you many more ideas and you can actually play along with it. Okay, so that's why you should use pop culture, because in pop culture there are already a lot of elements which you can take inspiration from, like how we use Egyptian as a pop culture or the movie as a pop culture for inspiration. But we created our own communication. We didn't actually take exactly what is given in the film or anything. We just adapted it. Okay, how did we adapt it? Look at this. This was a teaser GIF that went to everybody. Register and to get the key to unlock the magic of learning. Okay, so this played in all the emails, and it played on the screens, and it went to all the people around as WhatsApp messages as well. Okay, so these were the teasers. Now, this was a very interesting teaser, and I am going to ask you to crack this particular riddle. Now, if you've heard of something called hieroglyphics are ancient Egyptian alphabets. And today they have cracked these alphabets, okay, in the English meaning. This corresponding alphabet, okay? And there's this whole chart that we have given. Now, what was the interesting thing about this? This was a riddle where we said, unlock the secret society of knowledge, and we asked the people to crack the ancient magical code and unlock the mysterious society of learning. So, if they wanted to enter or if they wanted to know what this society is all about, all they had to do is from this chart, they had to figure out what this word meant. Okay, and be among the top 10 to crack the code and get blessed with thrilling bequests. So this is very, again, a little ancient, little old English, again, to keep this whole Egyptian flavor, the ancient flavor. The secret society opens on 27 September in Pune. So this was altogether interested in excitement, and the clue was use this ancient Egyptian chart to crack the message which the secret society has set. So this is all a very storytelling spin, that there is a secret society and they have sent this riddle to you, and if you crack the code, if you crack the riddle, then you will be amongst the first people to enter the society, and you will get amazing prizes and so on and so forth. So it was just to pique the interest and get them interested in the whole event and register. Now I'm going to ask you to pause your video. Okay, we'll take a creative pause here. And I want you to crack this code by looking at the chart. Okay, I will give you one or two clues to begin with. Now look at this picture. It looks like a sitting animal, maybe a dog. And in the chart, you see that here it is, and it corresponds with the word with the letter L. So the first word you can write down, letter you can write down is L. Now look at this little fan kind of a thing. Okay, now if I'm looking, where is it? This is where it is, and it corresponds with E. Okay, so similarly, you have to crack each of these and see what this whole word means. Pause the video and take a dig. Hope you enjoyed that exercise that I gave you. It was fun, wasn't it? What was the word that you got? Learning. Brilliant. It was learning, and learning was the code word. Okay, because it again was magic of learning, and it had to connect back to the theme. All right. Now we also sent out reminder emailers like this. Did you get the key to the secret society? Read these, and you will understand how we took the theme ahead in other communication. Okay, again, similarly, we had other reminders going. Every week they used to send reminders so that people would register quickly. But see how we've brought the theme alive. You can read the copy, you can pause and read the copy and understand that how we're connecting back everything with a central theme and making sure that people got the message right. Okay, now the actual execution. So earlier we had the pre-event, then we had the registration mailers going and reminders going, and then the day of the event. So on the day of the event, we had these huge branding cutouts over here, to make them feel that yes, this was more like a photo op. So people would get the feeling that something interesting is happening. Then again, we had this entrance arch, enter the secret society and experience the magic of learning. So because it was at the entry, we said enter the secret society. So they felt that they are entering something very big and secretive. Okay, and all these Egyptian flavors we have used here in the design. So this is how your event concept comes alive and becomes an event design. This was a photo booth. Okay, this was a photo booth which had a magical element to it, in the sense that through technology people could actually see three of them in the photo. Okay? It was a new technology that was being used. Then you see we had these classroom session cutouts, okay, these Egyptian figurines, and you had the name of the session that was supposed to be executed in that particular classroom. So this is how we brought this entire theme alive, the theme of secret society, and we fit it back into magic of learning. And honestly, everybody loved it again this time, and it was a real hit. All right. So your duty as a conceptualizer or as an event professional is to make sure that any event that you do is fun for the people, is exciting, and it definitely gives the message that the client wants to pass across. The client wanted, in this case, to pass across a message of that learning is magical, it transforms you, and it did. And we did communicate it through this concept of magic of learning, first through wizardry and then through secret society. And we also had a few other events like a genie, and we also had Einstein. So we took this central theme, magic of learning, and played with it. And every time we brought alive a new theme. And we made sure that it connected back to all the elements that you see in the event. And now I want to give you a brief, a dummy brief, and I want you to create an event concept, a central theme, right from scratch, and develop it entirely into an event design. Okay? Now, what is the brief? Let's understand it. The sample brief is an FMCG company. When you say FMCG company, it means a fast moving consumer goods company. So when you say fast moving consumer goods, it means products that you use daily, like shampoos and toothpastes and biscuits and so on and so forth. All right. So this company is growing really well. Okay. And they want to celebrate it with its employees. They want to celebrate the growth and performance at an event. Okay. So they want to communicate that when the going gets tough, they want to up the hope of the employees that despite the fact that there are tough times ahead, we can still do it. So how are they going to do it? What is the message? What is the theme that will help? But at the same time, it need not be very serious. It has to be little fun, little celebratory. Hmm? What is the takeaway? What is it that employees need to understand from the event? They need to understand that they are important, that they're integral to this particular company, and that they own the problem. When you say own the problem, means if the company has some problems, they are the owners. The onus on bringing a solution to the table is theirs. Okay, so they are owners. They are not just mere employees. They're very important, and they need to make sure that their hopes are up. Then the venue will depend on the theme. They are open to any kind of venue. They have given some budget, like 10 lakhs, for example, and about 250 employees need to be a part of the event. Another important cue they have given is that use the employees for entertainment. See, it's a celebratory event, so naturally you will have some kind of entertainment or fun games or activities. So they said that do not use too many celebrity entertainers, but use the employees. So that was one of the key elements of the brief. So when you're thinking of entertainers, do not think of very popular celebrity entertainers. Just say what is it that the employees can do in their limited capacity. Okay. I hope the brief is clear. And I hope you'll be able to derive a really nice theme around it and what all you can do at the event. Just visualize that you are a part of the company and you are ideating, or you are an employee. What is it that you want to see? Put yourself in their shoes, like how we did the ideation technique of celebrity brainstorming. So put yourself in the shoes of a celebrity, or put yourself in the shoes of an employee of the company and see what ideas you get. Any ideas you've got so far? You can start thinking. As soon as you start thinking, you start getting ideas. If you're not getting ideas right away, it doesn't matter. Use your techniques, use whatever you have learned, and make your own event concept or plan. And share it with somebody you know, maybe a friend or a colleague or some event professional, and see how it sounds like. I hope you all are looking forward, because in this case study, I'm going to transport you to a completely different country altogether. Maybe some of you have visited it, maybe some of you have not. Have you heard of the country called Japan? Hmm? I have heard a lot about it. Never been there. I really hope someday I can. But I've heard beautiful things about the country. And the next case study is going to discuss how we capture the cultural elements of this particular country into our event. So let's move on. This is a case study for event designing, and this is the brief. Basically, it was a dealer event for a switch brand. It is an Indian switch brand, and they wanted to take their dealers or the people who sell or who make the best sales of the company, and they wanted to reward them. They wanted to reward the people who had done really well for that particular year. And how they were going to reward them? By having a reward and recognition night called an R&R event in Japan. So they were going to fly all the dealers to Japan to make them feel special. Okay. Now, if you also recall, we spoke about how to first we need to crack the brief. The client will give you a brief and you need to decode it, or you need to understand what the brief is about. So let's understand what this brief was about and how we decoded it in the first place. The critical points of the brief were something like this. As you can read, it was a switch brand planning an R&R event for the premium dealers in Japan, specifically Tokyo. When we say premium dealers, means the dealers who have done the top-notch sales for that year. What was the objective of the event? Obviously, it was an R&R, so they had to recognize them and make them feel special. The other objective was that you have to connect the event in such a way that you would create unforgettable memories for them. It had to be unique and different. And what was the agency supposed to do? It was supposed to, of course, create a central theme first. And based on that, all the other experiential elements, like what would the teaser and invitation be? Who would be the celebrity MCs or the masters of ceremony? The entertainment artists, special experiences, the gala night. So these were all the things that the agency had to think of, had to ideate and put in the pitch PPT. So how did we first decode the brief? Let's understand this. The first thing that you need to decode in a brief is understanding the TG. Now, what is a TG? TG, simply put, is the target group or the event attendees, the guests who are going to come at the event. And don't forget that whether it's a small party or whether it's a large scale event, you are doing it for that particular guest or for the attendee. And you have to ensure that each one of them feels special and each one of them enjoys it. Okay, so you have to create the experiences keeping them in mind. So what did we understand first from the TG? That they were 80% male and 20% female. So we should not assume that the audience is going to be only men. Age group was 35 years plus, means not too young and not too old. Most of them have been to other countries 2 or 3 times, but for the first time, they're coming to an event at such a big scale. So they have not seen many things earlier. So you have to make sure that they really are surprised and they really have some unique experiences so that it can become memorable for them. And other critical details that the client had provided, which we asked, was what was some previous themes that you have already done. So if you recall, we had discussed this, that how do you crack a brief? And when the client is giving you a brief, it's important that you ask them this question, especially when it comes to a MICE event. Ask them what they have done in the past years so that you don't repeat the same concept in the next year. Okay, so this is what the brief was about, or this was the entire crux of the brief, that it's an R&R event for premium dealers, and the objective is to motivate them and give them a memorable experience in Japan. And this is what we had to take care of. And what was a mission? To create an overwhelming experience and ensure that the guests have a gala time. So we had to keep them motivated, we had to give them a gala time, and we had to make sure that they felt really special. So, how did we crack the theme? First, obviously, we used the brand as a trigger. Now, it was a switch brand, please remember. So, we used something like a wordplay or a word map. The switch brand. So, what are some words that come to your mind, like how we did in the Wizard or the Magic of Learning theme? Similarly, we did a word map. And the word map gave us some keywords like switch on, power, light. Okay, so these were some keywords, and we used the pattern association or joining the dots for a theme. Switch gave me switch on gave me power gave me light, and when you switch on the light, what happens? It shines, it gives you a shine. Now, if you connect this back to the employees, how do you think we would have arrived at a central theme? Any guesses? So this was a seed of thought or the germ of an idea that we had. See, the dealers have ignited an inner shine within them with their performance. So all of us have some inner potential. Okay, we can really, really work hard and we can push ourselves if we have that inner shine or that inner potential or the inner ignite in us. And as they rise to a new dawn, it's time for them to shine brighter and brighten the fortunes of the company. So we likened the dealers to be the shine of the company. And we said that they need to shine brighter. And if they shine brighter, the fortune, the future of the company will also be bright. In other words, we are making them feel very special, that they are the shine and they need to switch it on. So the other connect we also had is Japan is also known as a land of the rising sun. Did you know this? Now, because it was known as a land of the rising sun, the connect that we made was the rising sun and the brand, which is a switch brand, and the shine. So we took all the three elements where we connected the destination, where we connected the brand, and we connected the message of shine. And we came to the theme. The central theme is the rising suns switch on the shine. In short, who are the rising suns? The rising suns were the dealers who had that shine, that inner shine in them, and they had to switch it on because the future, the bright future of the company depended on them. So this is how we went on to make them feel special and make them feel that they are like the sons of the company. If someone called you a sun, someone who's bright and energetic and who's always shining, wouldn't you feel special? That is exactly what the message we wanted to pass. And this was the central theme which we took through across the event in all our elements. And this is how we developed the event design. So let's see how we managed to do that. If you remember, the first thing that we need to do is crack the visual route. Means what would be the look and feel of the entire event? What would be the theme visuals like? What would be the branding and collaterals be like? For example, if you recall, in the last session, we spoke about the wizard theme. Okay, and then we took all the elements inspired by the Harry Potter theme. The next theme was all Egyptian. So all our elements were around the Egyptian icons. Now, similarly, if we are in Japan and if you're talking about light and shine and the rising suns, what was the visual route that we took? Take a look, it's very interesting to know. Do you recognize this? It's a flag, and it's the flag of Japan. And do you know what this is? This red crimson disc in between? Okay. Now, because Japan is known as a land of the rising sun, this depicts the rising sun. Well, the rising sun is not very bright and shining and yellow, all right? It is a little red, it is a little crimson, and it's called the Crimson Dawn, okay? And you know why Japan is called the land of the rising sun? Because it is believed that the way Japan is located on the globe, the sun's first rays fall on this country. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. So it's very important to do this kind of reading and research. If you remember, I had given this tip that the more you read, the more you'll be able to make connections. And this was one idea which I had got because I had read a lot about Japan in some other time. Anyway, coming back to the point, this red disc incidentally also connected with the brand color. The switch brand color was also red. So you see, it all fitted very well. So what did we do after that? Because it was the land of the rising sun and it was all about shine and it resonated with red color, we took the creative element of the red disc for our various communication. So all the visual elements that were designed were using the red disc as a symbol. So it became very well connected with the entire theme and that of Japan. Now, how did we take the creative route ahead of rising sun, switch on the shine? So you have a lot of keywords. See, sun, switch, shine. So all these keywords we have to use in different ways. So let's see how we did that. Now, do you know how we say hello in Japanese? Has anybody learned Japanese over here? Yes. Japanese in, yes. Hello in Japanese is called konnichiwa. Okay. So our presentation started with konnichiwa and the brand name. Let us take you through the reward and recognition ceremony. So this is the sample of a slide which you would start the presentation with. Here would be a company logo, and then here you would write about the event, and here we said konnichiwa to bring the Japanese connect. Then we spoke about the walkthrough, means what is it that the client can expect. So first we spoke about the theme and the connect. Then we spoke about the creative rendition or how we designed it, the theme execution, how we executed all the elements of the theme, and the gala night. So these were some deliverables. These were the expectations from the agency in the brief. So we made sure that all these were mentioned and all these were covered in the presentation. Now, I want to give you a quick tip when you're making a presentation. If you're making a pitch deck, make sure that you first explain the theme so well and ladder it with a lot of rationale and communication, because this is what is going to make a mighty impression on your clients. This is an idea, and clients love new and unique ideas. So if your idea is unique, explain it and also tell them why it is connecting to the central theme and to their brief. Trust me, this is going to win you a lot of brownie points with your client. So taking the theme ahead, what did we do? The thematic elements were a blend of modern and contemporary Japanese. So Japan, like India, is also very rooted traditionally. They have a lot of traditions and local flavors and cultures which they still adhere to. But at the same time, if you see, it's a very young country and they have a lot of youth, because of which they're also very modern and always progressing. You know, a lot of robotic innovations and a lot of AI, a lot of technology comes from Japan, if you know. So we wanted to make this theme also a blend of modern and contemporary. So the creative communication, which was pre-event, was something like this. Before that, let's also take a look at one more tip. Always try and connect everything that you propose to the theme. So let's see what the theme was again. The theme was Rising Suns, Switch on the Shine. So always keep this in the back of your mind when you are thinking. These words somewhere should ignite some idea which is related back to this theme. So let's end this session here, and we will continue this case study in the next session, session number 6. And in that session, I will tell you how we develop the central theme of Switch On the Shine into a complete event, how we design the invitations, the collaterals, how we design the stage, the gala night theme, the ambience, the room drops, and all the experiential and experiences that you can think of for this event. So I will see you over there. Thank you.